My name is Jackie Malish. I'm from Coppell, Texas, and I went to Southern Methodist University. I grew up doing theater, and so I was always a people person. I really loved getting to work with different types of people, but I also was drawn to healthcare. I loved math and science in school. Optometry was just the perfect balance of getting to interact with people, but also provide great care for those who need it. SCO just really felt like home. I did a lot of research. I had a chance to visit actually a couple of optometry schools before I applied, which I thought was really helpful, just to be able to see what a school was like. But ultimately, I walked onto SCO's campus and I was amazed by the clinic and just the areas around campus. Like in the atrium, I could just picture myself studying there for 4 years, so it felt like a natural choice. One of the things that I really love about SCO, and I was able to feel it on my interview, was just the sense of community and really the sense of family between the students, between the faculty members, but also all of the staff members on campus. And so when you come to interview, hopefully you get a little glimpse of that, but all I can say is that when you're actually a student, they go even more above and beyond than what you would think. And the clinical experience too, you walk in day one and they expect you to perform at a high level, which has been challenging, but also a great experience. As a student, you have exposure to every single aspect of what is in our clinic at SCO and as well as our external clinic. So you work with all ages of patients, you work vision therapy, you work low vision, you work in the optical, actually making the glasses. So you really get to touch every aspect of an optometric practice so that going forward in the future, you know not only how to be a great doctor, but how to really run your practice as well, which I think is so important that you have that experience across the board. Thinking back to my time in undergrad, I would definitely recommend taking more neuroscience courses or psychology courses, just because the eyes directly feed into the brain. So any experience you can have with that prior to coming to SCO would be a great thing to have. One of the things now at SCO I wish I had had more experience with before is government and policy making, and I never considered taking classes in undergrad related to that. Every state has different laws about what doctors can and can't practice. It's really good to know more about the government side of things and what you're going to be dealing with in the future. One of the main distinctions that they tell you about is the difference between sight and vision. Sight for a lot of people is what you think of when you see 20/20, just seeing highway signs, seeing the board in your classroom, but vision goes a lot further. So as an optometrist, you're working with patients who might have good sight, but they're having problems reading, or they're having issues walking up the stairs because they don't have great binocular vision. That's one of the things that I'm really interested in, is making sure that patients can have really good functionality for what they need to do in life. I am a little bit different than some people because my mom is from Memphis, so I grew up coming here to visit family, but it was very different when I actually moved here and lived here. But I have really grown to love Memphis. There's a lot of green nature and stuff here. Like, I just love driving down Poplar under all the trees. It's a good place, I think, to be in school because there's not too many distractions where you're not able to study, but you are definitely in a place where you can have a lot of fun if you want to. Coming into SCO, I was a little concerned about where I would fit in, and a lot of people, including myself when I came in, I knew I really needed to be dedicated to my studies. But what has really surprised me is the encouragement from faculty, staff, and other classmates to have a good balance between what you're learning and also what you do in your personal life. I got involved on campus. I'm involved in student government, I'm a student ambassador, and involved in several other clubs. And so that really opened my eyes to some of the stuff outside the classroom to do personal development, which I highly recommend. And you get to meet upperclassmen who can give you advice on things in the future and just get to know your way around campus more. I love the faculty members. They all can see how you can succeed, even if you can't. We have professors that host review sessions at like 9 p.m. at night before a test to get last-minute questions in. Weekend sessions for Q&A after kind of like a heavy topic, so they're really accessible. When I was at SMU, I was actually a double major with music and biology, and the music side of things really kept me on my toes. I would tell any future applicant or current undergrad student that it doesn't matter what your major is in undergrad, as long as you complete the prerequisites for SCO, you can do it. If you have another interest, you should continue to pursue it in undergrad. And even since moving to Memphis here, there have been ways that I've continued my music and performing during school. One of the things that's been surprising in a good way is just how kind my classmates are. People are always giving suggestions of how we as a class can show our gratitude towards other people on campus. At the end of this fall semester, right around Thanksgiving, we put together a little card essentially with personal notes of gratitude for all the security team that's on our campus and the crossing guards that help us every morning go from the first and second year lot across the street. And it was really amazing to see how many people in our online survey just wrote notes of thanks or personal stories. This past spring, we were able to organize a little video for all of our first year professors since we weren't able to see them in person at the end of the year. So people recorded little videos or pictures with notes of gratitude again, and it was really heartwarming to hear from all the faculty how much they enjoyed it and how much it really touched them.